Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for this video. I really appreciate it. Now, usually my content consists of almost strictly NHL, and more specifically during the NHL season, which is now, I almost entirely make videos on the NHL. In the off season, I like to branch out a little bit, do videos on other leagues around the world, whether that's jerseys, logo rankings, looking at arenas, stuff, fun stuff like that. Every once in a while, something will happen in a different league, and I kind of want to talk about it. And this is one of those situations. This is one of those videos. Now, if you can't tell from my hat and my jersey and the two jerseys behind me, which you can't really see, there's that one there, and there's that one there. We're going to talk about the EIHL. And I know, listen, I know I look silly. I'm wearing a Panthers hat and a Flyers jersey. I know I look ridiculous, okay? But I don't have much EIHL merch. Any merch that I do have was sent by wonderful fans like yourselves. And so I don't have a Flyers hat and jersey to wear, and I don't have a Panthers jersey to wear with this hat, so I'm just kind of wearing a mishmash of stuff. Now, I know that I think a lot of people who watch this video probably initially are going to be my subscribers and really probably don't follow the EIHL at all. However, it doesn't matter. You don't need to follow the EIHL in Europe or in England and in Scotland and Ireland or whatever. Actually, I don't even know if there's a team in Ireland, but the UK, whatever. It doesn't matter if you don't follow this league, because this is about a hockey play, and whether a hockey play happens in the NHL, the AHL, the EIHL, or the AIHL in Australia, it doesn't really matter. And this involves a hit to the head, so it's really important to talk about. It's not, just because it doesn't happen in the NHL doesn't mean that it's not important, because plays like this can lead to injuries, and plays like this are kind of what we want to remove from hockey. Now, the reason that I'm making this video is because there's drama behind this, and we've actually spoken on this channel before about the Department of Player Safety in the EIHL has been under absolutely incredible scrutiny in the past 2 to 3 years, maybe even more. I've only been really following the league for probably the past 3 years. That's pretty generous. It's probably more like 2. So I don't know how long this spans. I know that fans have had it with the DOPS. They're tired. They're sick and tired of it. They want consistency, and they're pissed off, frankly, and they're just going on a frenzy. And I thank those fans for contacting me and letting me know, hey, what's up? Because unfortunately, I don't get the chance to watch a lot of EIHL games because of the NHL season that's going on. So a lot of the news that I get out of that league and other leagues around the world are from wonderful fans like yourself who sit at home and maybe tag me in the odd tweet or whatever. So basically, there were 2 suspensions this week in the EIHL. One was, and I apologize, I do have some notes. I can't do this off the top of my head. One suspension was towards Ben O'Connor, and he plays for the Steelers, and he got 2 games for cross-checking someone in the face. And I'll play it next to me while I talk here. To me, that's a clear suspension. It doesn't matter what league you're in. You can't just, what are you doing? You're cross-checking someone in the face, and use your head. Come on. You can't do that, obviously. You're going to get suspended. So good job on them for suspending him for that play, in my opinion. And I didn't say this, but I don't really have a horse in this race. I don't really have an NHL, a favorite EIHL team. I'm kind of looking at this league from an unbiased perspective. So, yeah, I'm wearing a Panthers hat. Yeah, I'm wearing a Flyers jersey. It doesn't mean I'm a fan of either of these teams. So, my opinion here is completely removed and unbiased. The second suspension was against Sam Jones. It was 1 game, and he plays for the Flyers. And in that situation, which I'll again show on next to me, he gets hit, in my opinion, extremely cleanly. Can't take it like a man, so he decides to elbow the person in the face. Now, I'm an outsider looking in, so I'm only seeing the 5-second clip of what happens. I don't know if that player did something to him earlier in the game, and there's some bad blood there, and he's not really retaliating to the hit. He's retaliating to all the previous incidents. I don't know. If it was a one-time event and he just can't get hit, and he does that just to try and be tough or whatever, grow up. There's no need for that. So, anyways. Not that I don't like violence. Don't get me wrong. I like my fights. So the more fights, the better. But you can't just elbow someone in the face and not expect something to happen. However, it wasn't really that bad. He got a game for it. I actually don't think it was worth a suspension. That's just my opinion as an outsider. If that happened in the NHL, highly likely that's not going to be a suspension. So then we move on to another play that happened. And this is where all the controversy surrounds. So a player by the name of Goodwin got hit, and again, I'll play this next to me, got hit in a vulnerable position. And this is where I want the majority of my subscribers, the NHL fans, AHL fans, whatever, the North American fans, or even if you don't follow the EIHL, here's where you can chime in, because this is a hockey play. And I want you to leave your opinion down below in the comment section, because any EIHL fan that is watching, if this video does get shared around, and if you do share it, I appreciate that. Take the opportunity to go down to the comment section and leave your opinion of the hit, and the EIHL fans also head down to the comment section and leave your comments as well, obviously, but read the comments from maybe the North American fans or the fans outside of the UK to get their perspective on this hockey play as well. So basically, Goodwin is along the boards with the puck, and he's almost crouched down a little bit, and a player comes from behind him, and I actually don't know the name of the player, and I don't think it matters because it's not about the players specifically, it's about the play. So the player comes from behind him and checks him almost at an angle to his shoulder and his head, and it looks like he makes contact with the shoulder first or the arm, but it's very slight contact because just a split second later, I would say the primary point of contact is in the head with the player's elbow or arm, and it's quite obvious that it's a headshot. You can't do that. You can't, number one, I think that's a predatory hit because it's from his blind spot. He has no idea it's coming, so it's technically not from behind, but it's intentional. It's intentionally a bad hit. Now, in defense of the person who hit him, and I'm not necessarily trying to defend him, but in defense of him, Goodwin is leaned down in a vulnerable position. He's making himself vulnerable regardless if the hit comes from behind, the side, or the front. He's leaned down. It's kind of a dangerous position. With that being said, the responsibility of the hit, or of the responsibility of what happened, is on the person laying the hit. He has time to make the decision not to hit. He has time to make the decision to crouch down as well and hit him shoulder to shoulder or arm to arm and not hit him in the head. He doesn't make that decision. He makes the wrong decision, in my opinion, and he elbows him in the head, or he shoulders him in the head. Goodwin left the game, from my understanding, and did not return. And apparently he has a shoulder and head injury. I don't know if it's a concussion. I don't know. And that was on February 3rd or 2nd. I'm not exactly sure when the game was. As I'm filming this, I think it's February 5th. I'm kind of losing track of days. Work's been so busy, but no ruling has come out from the Department of Player Safety, and that's what the EIHL fans are really upset about. And I don't think it matters that, and by the way, this game was against the Belfast Giants and the Cardiff Devils, I believe. I don't think it matters at this point. When I say EIHL fan, I'm saying that because as a broad spectrum of the entire league, as a fan, I don't think it matters if you're a Flyers fan, or a Panthers fan, or a Steelers fan, or a Devils fan, or whatever. I don't think it matters at this point, because you've probably been in this situation. If you're a Steelers fan, you've probably been in this situation where something happens to one of your players and nothing's done about it. Or you're a Devils fan and something happens to one of your players and nothing's done about it. And I think that's what a lot of people collectively on both sides and multiple teams online are frustrated about. They're seeing these plays happen in this league and nothing's being done about it. And then there's plays, like I said earlier, that happen earlier in the week and stuff's done about it. But the plays that are the players that are suspended for these actions, those plays aren't as egregious as some of the plays that happened that should be suspension worthy, like this hit against Goodwin, because not only is it it's a bad hit, it's a dangerous hit. He's injured on the play. If you're not familiar with the NHL, if a player lays a hit or does something that might be suspension worthy, if the player or the victim is injured, that has a lot to do with the suspension length or the fine amount towards the aggressor. The greater the injury, the greater the suspension, or the greater the fine. I'm not sure if the EIHL works like this. I'm not familiar enough with the league or their Department of Player Safety. But I do know that fans are upset, and I think they should be. I think they should be upset because there's a lot of inconsistency with the Department of Player Safety. I think they're just frustrated at this point. They just want consistency. They don't understand how one thing could be a suspension and something worse isn't. Now, I will say that the EIHL has grown immensely in the past 10, 15 years, especially in the past 5 years, I would say. People love hockey over there. It's really growing quite a bit. And it's as a North American, as a Canadian, hockey is Canada's sport. It's really cool to see other countries take on our sport and really fall in love with the game. I don't know where I was going with this. Crap, where was I going with this? Just give me a second. Okay, I remember what I was going to say. As the sport grows over there, I think it's still considered a small league. It's not. I would consider it a professional league, but I don't consider it to be a big league. It's a small fish in a big pond, so to speak. With that said, I think the league does a really good job at communicating offenses. Their Department of Player Safety videos, when they actually do them and suspend someone, are, I think, really well done. The audio in the video is not that great, but the production quality for a league that's as small as it is compared to a lot of the other big leagues around the world, I think it's pretty good. So overall, I think the fans are pretty lucky to have that communication or that production value, I guess, in the league. Now, like I said, there is communication, but there's also a lack of communication, and that backtracks to the frustration of the fans. So I just wanted to make this video and just kind of give my thoughts. Number one, on the hit. And number two, the frustration of the fans, and make that known. And number three, just bring awareness to two things. The hit itself, which we're trying to get removed from hockey, all head hits. And the other one, the EIHL has amazing hockey. Really, really good hockey. Now, you're not going to see big names like the Connor McDavid or the Leon Draisaitl with the Austin Matthews or the Carey Price. You're not going to see superstar level hockey players play in this league. That doesn't mean that there's not former NHL players that play in this league. Chris Stewart, who was a longtime NHLer, recently played in the EIHL last year or the year before, I can't remember. Now he's back in the NHL. So it's not like this league is completely insignificant. It's a very important league in the world of hockey, and the UK has really grown their love a lot for the sport, which is, like I said, amazing to see. So I really just wanted to basically start the conversation again about some leagues around the world, and specifically the EIHL. If you get the chance, I know they stream a lot of their games online for free. If you want to do the research and find them and watch a couple of those games, I would love it if you could do that and give me your feedback. Leave a comment and tell me what you think about the league or the teams. It's really good hockey. It's not like it's low-tier hockey. It's really strong, competitive, fast, hard-hitting, skillful hockey. It's, I would say, maybe on par with AHL hockey as far as enjoyment, or QMJHL or OHL, WHL. It's really strong hockey. It's really fun hockey to watch. I don't have a favorite team, as I previously mentioned. I kind of feel... the Fife Flyers liked one of my posts once on Twitter. So I kind of feel like my heart has to kind of go in that direction, since they kind of gave me the first amount of love from the league. But I'm not really a fan of any team. With that said, I would love to visit the UK someday, and someday soon if I can. I know it's really expensive for me to do that, so it's almost an impossibility anytime soon. But if I get the opportunity, I would love to go see a game over there. They have some amazing jerseys from teams, and specialty jerseys as well. So it's a pretty cool league. It's a pretty cool part of the world. It's a really cool part of the world to see hockey from. So if you did enjoy this video, I would love it if you could hit the subscribe button, share it around, hit the like button. All those things really help me. And more importantly, leave your comment down below so you can start the conversation with me and with other fans as well. Whether it's a fan of the EIHL, NHL, or whatever, or just a general hockey fan, it's all about the conversation. So thank you for joining me for this conversation. I really appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll catch you in the next EIHL video, which is hopefully sooner rather than later. Adios.